Let's get ready to rumble! Episode number 2 of the Ravishing Ramblers podcast. How you doing, everybody? I'm Alex. I'm with my best bud Simon right there. How you doing, Simon?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm not bad. The weather is getting better. Even though you won from what you called last time, we still had another goddamn snowstorm.
But here's the deal. There will be yet another one before it's all said and done. Calling it again.
Nah, I don't believe it. Come on, we're in May. Well, we'll be in May in 2 days. It can't happen again.
Tell that to Mother Nature, sucker.
I'm not your sucker.
Yeah, we'll see about that, but I don't think you're gonna jinx us one more time. I think the last time was the last time. It's been, I think 3 or 4 days now in a row over 15 degrees. My lawn is looking good. Everything looks good. Let's just keep our fingers crossed, but I think we're good.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Captain Morgan, right here. Which is not true. It's not our sponsor. But basically, I just, first of all, before we start geting into any serious subject.
Hey, dude, you just said basically.
Ah, damn it. That's
here goes the first shot.
I wanted to say sorry for the first episode because I said basically in the first 15 minutes at least 50
That one doesn't
times.
count. That one doesn't count. The one you just said there, it doesn't count. All right, let's just...
Yeah,
Come
but
on,
still,
man.
I knew I was going to talk about that, and I said it. So you see how much my brain is fucked up? Okay, so I'll try not to say it again. Simon has a row of shots in front of him, so it's going to be a drinking game tonight. Every time I say the word that starts with a B.
The B word.
Yeah, the B word that I said 50 times in 15 minutes last time. If I say it, he's going to take a shot. If you see him taking shots, it's not because he's bored or anything. It's because I just suck at my job. So today on this episode, what we talked about last show is going to follow us a little bit because last show we talked a little bit about the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie.
Mortal Kombat! Fight!
All right, Simon. So,
I'm
your
ready.
favorite video game in history
Yes.
had a
Absolutely.
movie reboot that just came out last week. The trailer were kind of promising, even though you still weren't sure because of that whole new character named Cole.
I told
by
you.
the way.
Well, I committed a terrible error last time. I said it's a white dude. He's actually not. He's an Asian kind of mixed dude. So
Yeah,
there's
he's
that.
kinda-
I fail on this one.
Okay. So,
Martial art movie. At least the new guy is Asian. I think that's good. That's a plus column right there.
yeah, well, especially considering his descendant, because we learn through the movie that he's a descendant from Scorpion, even though it's a lot of generations later, but...
Spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna trash this movie all the way through.
Yeah, major spoiler alert. So where do we even begin? Do
well,
we go?
where does the movie begin?
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, like,
I think we should start with how the movie starts, which I think the beginning of the movie is. I think the way I saw it, the movie is perfect up until they meet Sonya, and then out of nowhere, Sonya knows everything about Mortal Kombat tournament and all that stuff.
So you've come to the master for guidance.
yeah.
That's where.
Well, it's. I don't think we should break down the story too much because there's barely a story there. Really, they're putting the groundwork for world building. Like the thing that surprised me is that there's no tournament in this movie.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat is a tournament, and all this movie does is set up a few characters in some context for maybe an upcoming tournament in a sequel, which is surprising. It's like, really? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not sure. I would like to see the tournament. Come
Yeah.
on, that's why I show up. It's for a tournament. But anyway, it's not the worst offensive thing about this movie. There's plenty to be, vengeful and pissed off about. And there's plenty of good, I think, also. So it's kind of a really bipolar mixed bag for me. It's like what I was worried about came true, but also a few things that I didn't think would be as cool as they are. Like they really pushed the envelope on some of the characters in a cool way, I thought. But it comes to the detriment of a whole lot of other things. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Basically, the way it started, they
shit. Basically, I got to take a shot.
Damn it. All right. So the way it started, with the whole Sub-Zero Scorpion story that's available on YouTube anyway, if you haven't seen the movie yet. So basically, all those.
God damn it, man! Stop.
Jesus, I really got to work on that.
Jesus!
What I liked was that beginning with Sub-Zero and Scorpion, that whole story arc. I thought the only thing I didn't, well, not that I didn't like, it's just that this whole movie felt rushed. And that opening scene is really cool, but I don't know where the hatred from Sub-Zero Tower Scorpion comes from.
I'll give you the backstory on Sub-Zero a little bit. They don't go all that deep into him, even in the games. But the idea is, I guess the thing in the movie, he's from Earth, right? He's a warrior from Earth realm, as is Scorpion, as is Sonya Blade, Liu Kang, all these guys. And he fought in Mortal Kombat way back in the day.
Oh,
and
okay.
he discovered his power, which is freezing stuff, right?
Fatality. Sub-Zero wins.
So Bihan, which is the name of Sub-Zero,
Yeah.
it's unclear. I rewatched a lot of the cutscenes from MK9, 10, and 11 just to get a feel for why is he hating Scorpion. And the short answer is he got manipulated into killing the Shirai Ryu, which is Scorpion's clan and family. So there's an evil sorcerer in the background called Quan Chi,
Okay.
who's manipulating stuff for some other dude than Shao Kahn. So Shao Kahn is the big bad guy in an odd world.
Yeah.
And then in the Nether realm, it's Shinnok, which is the bad guy before. It goes deep. So some other dude is manipulating Sub-Zero into killing Scorpion's family so that this Quan Chi character can actually possess Scorpion's spirit and turn him into Scorpion in a specter. So that is one of the cool things in this movie is that Sub-Zero is OP as fuck, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but it's real cool.
Yeah, the fact that like when all the good guys plan how they're gonna take down all the enemy clan, and they go like, okay, you're gonna take him, you're gonna take him, you're gonna take him, and then we're all gonna take on Sub-Zero at the end.
Sub-Zero.
It's like, okay.
This gives you power over me?
The introduction of this new character called Cole Young.
Yeah.
Some random former, I think, MMA or fighting champion.
MMA champ.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting deep cut here.
Okay.
And I noticed that, but most people probably didn't. When Jax come up to Cole Young after the fight and he says, "Man, you used to be a badass. You took the title from Eddie Tobias." Right there. Eddie Tobias.
Yeah.
Those are the two names of the creators of original Mortal Kombat. Eddie Boone,
Yeah.
and John Tobias.
Oh.
Another fun fact, if you reverse those names, it becomes Noob Saibot, which is a character that will come in the sequel. There you go. So deep, man. Layers upon layers. This is a wedding cake of a story, man.
So far things were going good. So we just had the opening with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Then they introduced this new character. So we see him get his ass kicked for money. He's trying to provide for his family by doing like shitty fights for what, $200 a fight.
Yeah.
Basically,
oh, damn it. Oh,
both of us.
we
Jeez.
said it together. All right. Stupid. This is stupid. We can't do that all the time, man. Yeah. So he's essentially, I'm going to say essentially instead. He's essentially a semi-pro wrestler like we were, just fighting on the weekends for scraps. But he's got a family. We didn't back then. So,
but he was a former major champion, I think. So he was once pro, and now he's kind of like fell off the wagon, I guess. So Jax introduces himself. Then it
jacked up Jax.
Yeah, then it starts. Oh, look at that birthmark or tattoo you've got. It's really interesting.
Jax has one.
Yeah, where did you get that?
Everybody who is chosen has one. That's the bit. I didn't see that part coming. Now I really think about the executive saying, "Oh, you know what? I got a better idea than the Cole Young one. Everybody who got chosen has one, and if you kill that guy, it transfers over. Yeah, go on and make that movie. We're gonna sell a ton."
But I kind of don't mind it that much. I would have been more offended if, like what you said in the first episode, if that mark would have meant he's the chosen one, like he's taking Liu Kang's place, like he's gonna be the champion of Mortal Kombat. That would have probably offended me more. The way that they just kind of introduced those marks as almost like the ticket to participate to the tournament, it's original. I can tolerate it. They then a little later meet Sonya. Sonya briefs Cole about the entire Mortal Kombat universe
Sonya
within
is
2
this
minutes.
conspiracy theorist in this one.
I guess.
Right? She's got a bunker with a whole bunch of red yarn, linking pictures together, and you got old shitty drawings of Night Wolf, just like this character came in before, and it's like, what?
Look, it says Mortal Kombat, but written upside down, and
There's no Pepe Sylvia. The man does not exist, okay? So I decided, oh, shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deeper. There's no Pepe Sylvia. You gotta be kidding me. I got boxes full of Pepe.
The fact that Sonya just goes like, I've been studying these things for a few years now, and I've linked all this fucking shit together, and there's another universe with a freaking tournament where we're gonna battle monsters, and this sign means that we're in. How do you know
Auntie Sonya, you're off your meds. Take your pills, Sonya. You're crazy, man. Yeah, it's a weird twist. I agree with you. At that part, the movie kind of goes off the rail for a good while, but they introduce Kano, and Kano, my God, man, this guy carries the entire shitty bits of the movie on his shoulders. Yeah. I saw a fun meme the other day. It's like, the actor who plays Kano went into surgery for his back because he had to carry this whole movie this whole time. It's like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Fun fact, Kano has the same exact voice as Aussie Man Reviews.
Here's a couple of fellas running next to their mate in a tyre. That's fun. The tyre doesn't come with a steering wheel though, so it goes off-road. It goes like really, really off-road. This is the longest journey to destination. Fact.
As a non-regular Mortal Kombat enthusiast, if I can say, did it make sense that Reptile was an actual reptile? Because I remember Reptile from the first few games, which was kind of like a green scorpion / Sub-Zero, but with kind of like teeth on his masks.
Not even that. It's like that part you made that up in your mind. He doesn't have teeth on his mask.
Well, in the
He's
second,
just a palette swap.
No, I know, but in the second movie he does. So that's the image I've got in my head.
No, so in the first movie, he's a lizard that gets thrown in a statue that grabs him and turns him into a human, and then he fights Liu Kang. That's how the first movie did it. But never mind the first movie. In the last few games, he's a humanoid reptile. He's very much a reptile. So.
Okay, so that was close to what he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this one, he's kind of a big iguana, which is it's kind of weird. It felt like he was too big and too badass to be killable by those three idiots.
Especially the whole camouflage thing. I don't think that's a thing, right? Like they just added that up for the movie. Yeah, he does.
No, that's
okay.
That's Reptiles. He has three things going in the old games.
Okay.
He turns invisible.
Okay.
He spits acid.
Yeah.
He's got a crazy chameleon thong that grabs heads and then he eats them. So
okay,
all those things, check. Reptile, checked all the marks.
Okay.
He's fine.
But he was just too Brock Lesnar-ish as far as the size was concerned.
When he does appear, it's a goddamn monster, man. I don't think any of these three could kill this thing.
Yeah. And especially like in the size of the room they were, it's like even if he's invisible, how do you not touch him? Like he's gonna touch you at some point.
You're gonna step on his tail for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
First fatality of this movie is actual Kano's first original heart-wrenching fatality. So, good nod to the game there. Give it points for that.
Yeah, true. Shang Tsung, you said that right away in the trailer he looks shitty. Didn't do much. Didn't prove us wrong.
Long-haired Xi Jinping. It's like he looks like the president of China, but a little bit fatter with long hair.
Yeah.
I didn't like him. He's probably, so I read up on him. He's probably a good actor, respected actor.
Yeah.
But that is not Shang Tsung, man. Shang Tsung in the original 1995 movie.
That one was
That's Shang
great.
Tsung.
Yeah.
And they brought this actor back in MK11 as Shang Tsung. So you have old, Kung Fu Master Shang Tsung, but it's an aged version of the movie Shang Tsung from 1995. And then he has a costume with a trench coat from the movie, from the first movie. And I was just like, yeah, that is Shang Tsung to me.
And is it the same actor voicing him, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Same actor voicing him.
Nice.
Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next.
So that's where we discovered Shang Tsung. It wasn't clear who's the girl with the fucked up teeth. It's not Sindel.
Melina. That's Melina.
Oh, okay. Because
sister of Kitana.
Yeah, okay.
Half-breed between the Tarkatans and the humans. You want me to still going? I can go deep.
It's all right. Man. It's just that they barely named her like in the entire movie. He might have they didn't, or he might have said it once. I don't know, when he meets her at first. Because I barely heard it. I know I didn't hear at all at any point Sindel, so I was like, that's not her. But I was like, who is she? I'm not too sure. But I kind of like got the point with her freaking
mouth.
Size. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Dwight, you ignorant slut.
You probably know him. I've never seen that character, but Nathan Jones is in this movie playing some sort of gigantic guy with a gigantic hammer.
I don't know why they brought Raiko back, man. He's in the MK4 only, I think. Does he appear anywhere else? Maybe he appears in MK Deadly Alliance or something, but he's a real deep, obscure character that they never did much with in the games.
Okay.
There is no reason for this guy to be here. If you're gonna cast Nathan Jones, there's plenty of other characters he could play, but not Raiko.
Yeah.
Like that's Shao Kahn right there. He's gonna be the bad guy in the second movie, but Raiko, I don't know.
The funny thing is that every goddamn face he makes when he's angry and charging, I could see all his previous movies. Like I saw him in Troy when he faced Achilles. I saw him in that the Protector with Tony Jaa when they fight and he fucking slices him up with elephant bones. It's like it's always the same face like that.
Well,
So basically, damn it. Jesus Christ.
this is a terrible idea, man. People are you gotta put a counter somewhere on the screen, just tabbing. You know, we might miss a few.
Yeah, I'll count them and I'll put them somewhere on the screen.
Le Dorlo. Dans 20-30 ans, il n'y en aura plus.
Some of this movie actually works in a bubble, like Jax going after Sub-Zero when Sub-Zero is an absolute Terminator in this movie. Right? He's making Ice Storm that would put the White Walkers to shame in that movie, which is really cool. Then you see him go into a warehouse and all the snow kind of follows him, just like a horror movie of some kind.
And everything's frozen
Then Jax
inside.
Yeah. And, you know, before he shows up, there's snow in the street, which is kind of a magical moment. It was like, oh, look, it's snowing.
Yeah, because they're in
But
California.
we know shit's about to hit the fans because, you know, if it snows, it means that Sub-Zero / Bihan is in the neighborhood. So, yeah, Jax couldn't do shit at all. Gets his arm ripped off, get thrown off the balcony like a sack of shit, man. I don't know if you remember, but he hits a ledge. He gets his arm ripped off.
Yeah.
And then he falls face first off a ledge and straight into the camera. I was like, man, I don't know if that's CG or if it's a human that they thrown down there, but man, that's a good stunt. That's a I don't give a shit about your corpse moment that felt like something that a Mortal Kombat character would do. Desert Liu Kang shows up out of nowhere. And
What do you think about Liu Kang? I thought he looked really good, like body-wise.
No.
Like, no?
No, man. I don't know what it is with this Liu Kang, but he felt to me like Michael Jackson or something. It's like he's too frail, he's too small, he's too shy. He's not the Liu Kang of my youth.
Maybe his persona and attitude was a little different, but I mean, look-wise, when like he's like bare chest, like all freaking jacked, super
He's got
cut.
the costume, but he looked like Aladdin to me. It's not Liu Kang. Liu Kang is Robin Shu from 1995. That's Liu Kang.
Okay.
Like that guy can bench press 200 pounds. Liu Kang from this movie is doing a bunch of CrossFit for sure.
Yeah.
But he probably cannot do 3 proper pull-ups, right? He's all about cardio, this guy.
No! You'll fight me. I am Liu Kang, descendant of Kung Lao. I challenge you to Mortal Kombat.
Kung Lao is a freaking badass from the first fight he gets where he actually does one of the finishers that I saw from the game where the hat is in the ground, starts spinning like a freaking seesaw, and he just freaking rides whoever her name was with wings.
I think it's Nitara. She's from Deadly Alliance or maybe Mortal Kombat 6 or, you know, some obscure lesser known games, and I remember her from the games, and she was not memorable, so they never brought her back. I don't know why she's in this movie. If you wanted to kill somebody in
just
a gross
to get
way,
killed like that.
yeah, but she serves no purpose. She's kind of the, I don't know, Shang Tsung's pet, and then she dies horribly.
Yeah.
I think that finish, in the game, that one is particularly disturbing. There's 3 or 4 finishes that are disturbing. You watch them and you go, Jesus Christ, oh my God.
Who thought
Thank
of
God
that?
this is a game. Yeah, somebody has issues over there, man. Those brainstorm meetings, oh my God. And then they do it in a movie because why not? But man, it's disgusting as hell.
Yeah.
It's like, I knew it was coming. I knew it, when you see
the hat starts spinning.
the hat spins, you know where it goes. And then they put the camera at the same exact area that they do in the game. So the body splits and kind of goes left and right from the camera. Just like, oh my God, the porn money shot in that. It's just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Just disgusting. But I laughed my ass off for this one. So I think overall that finish is a plus in this movie.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, put that one in the plus column.
Flawless victory.
One pet peeve with Kung Lao. I don't know if you remember, but the first time you see him, he saves Liu Kang's ass, right? Liu Kang is about to be killed by Sub-Zero, and then the hat comes in and throws the hat, and then the hat falls on the ground, and then he kind of spawns underneath the ground and teleports into the hat.
Yeah.
With a cool kind of spin kick.
Yeah.
That's one of Kung Lao's classic move. He throws the hat somewhere and he appears in the hat. He does that to appear in this fight, but then he never does that again. And why wouldn't you do that? Like, you get force pulled by stupid Shang Tsung. Just teleport out of there, man. You can do it. We saw you do it.
There you go. So that's what I thought looked really dumb. It felt like they cast a Shang Tsung that was zero physically able to do any fighting scene. So they were like, yeah, you're just gonna like act like Darth Vader.
I can tell you for a fact, he's of course he's probably real good at pulling a fork up to his mouth by the size of his jowl, but that's it. That's all the physical activity this guy gets on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So we're bouncing all over the place and we're forgetting beats, but the metal arms that they put on Jax when he wakes up are funny as hell, man. He looks like I don't know what to call it. It's like, have you ever seen a owl with his legs damp in water? It's just like super skinny leg. It looks ridiculous. Jax looks like this, man. He's just this big hunk of meat. Like dark meat, just looking good, Jax.
2 toothpick hanging out.
Toothpick arms, man. It's like, and Kano goes, wow, man, do they make them in man sizes? And I was like, yeah, man, rub it in. Go ahead.
Boom. Roasted.
Cool little thing that all Mortal Kombat players probably like was the triple sweep from Liu Kang.
Yes. That one is like that's where I go. The intro scene with Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, you go, oh yeah, that's badass. This is gonna be all right. And then you go into Crazy Sonya and Raiden Temple force field and shit like that, and you go, oh my God. And then Kano brings it back up again. It's like it's the thing where he takes a breath of air, and this keeps this movie alive just a little bit. So he's facing Liu Kang in training, and Liu Kang sweeps him MK style. And then he pops back up and goes, try that again. And then he does it again. He falls on his ass. Then he goes up again. He goes, that the only move you got? And he jumps. And Liu Kang waits and then sweeps him as he comes down. And you go, oh, fuck. And then just like, classic arcade move. So again, that part I go, yeah, that movie's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then it's terrible again. But eventually we get to the worst offending part of this movie for any Mortal Kombat fan that has a modicum of respect for the canon.
This is the worst.
Shidi Kolyong decides he doesn't want any of this, and just like my lamp right there, he decides to take his ball and go home, right? So he taps out. He asks Shidi Raiden. That's a Shidi Raiden right there. That's Raiden should be 7 foot tall. Like if you're gonna book freaking Nathan Jones, put him as Raiden. And then just tweak his voice a little bit with a computer. Change the voice actor if you have to. But man, that
Yeah,
that Raiden
I
is a
thought in the
taxi
trailer
driver.
he looked all right, but yeah, in the movie, Jesus Christ, that was
No, he's
horrible.
small man wearing a small costume, being pissy, throwing hissy fits. It's like I'm a god, okay?
Yeah. And he barely does
Anyway.
do anything. He just
doesn't do
uses his
shit.
power. That's it. He just throws lightning everywhere, throws force fields, but he doesn't do jack shit.
Teleports everybody except Sonya, Jax, Kano when they need to, and Cole Young when they need to parachute in a plane to find Raiden's temple, where all he could do is teleport them there to protect them. Anyway, logic, man, it doesn't matter in this movie. But the part that I'm really, really not down with in this movie, and there's a lot of bad parts, but when they send freaking Goro to take out Cole Young without any powers, he's the worst of the bunch. And then they send the absolute, Mortal Kombat champion 9 consecutive tournaments in a row. I mean, the Prince of Shokan, the mad, four-armed, crazy badass. They send him to kill
Brock
Cole
Lesnar with a
Young in his
ponytail.
trash back home. Yeah, yeah. That's a good-looking Goro, but then, he punches Cole Young once too many times. He's going after the family, and then oh my God, Cole
The
Young
powers come
finds
out.
as an armor and a tonfa, because why not? That's power, right? Kind of an armor that seems to do the Black Panther thing where he gets punched, it kind of glows, but then that's it. It doesn't do
It doesn't
anything with it.
bounce back or it doesn't charge him up. He just absorbs it, and he just uses.
But he's
one's a knife, one's a stick, and I don't know.
And that's enough to cut off Goro's arms, and disembowel him, and leave him dying in the dirt like a bitch.
Yeah, on top
What
of
are
a
you
pickup
talking
truck.
about? It's Goro. You don't treat Goro this way.
Yeah.
Even, animatronic Goro from 1995, like he's built up as Brock Lesnar, and then, Johnny Cage outsmarts him and kicks him off the pit.
Yeah.
And that's good. That works. But after, hit him in the balls.
Mm-hmm.
But in this movie, man, it's no.
Yeah,
that's a shitty use of Goro. I'm not happy about this one.
That is one big pile of shit.
Oh, all right. Let's fast track this to the end, right? It's everybody is killing their own character. So Sonya takes on Kano. Called it.
Yeah.
That's all she does, man. And she interesting point of fact for the setup because Kano is not done. That actor is too cool.
Yeah.
So she kills Kano, stabbing something in his already fucked up face.
Garden Dwarf.
Oh yeah, that's right. The thing he hates for some reason. Garden gnome or something.
Gnomes.
So she
Yeah,
stabbed him in the
garden
face.
gnomes. Yeah, with
And
the hat
that's
and the
going to
hat.
be where, yes, that's where
The
you're going to
metal
have
plate.
Kano's metal face. Okay, what happens then? So Jax, his power is to grow even bigger metal arms for some reason. So
Steroid.
he gets his ass kicked, but then the arms kind of, Terminator arm comes in, and now he's doing the classic Jax clap finisher, right, where he claps your head off. But he's on the pit. He's on the
there you
actual
go.
Mortal Kombat pit.
I was like expecting a throw off the bridge, fall through the
Nope.
spikes, death, and no, we just got the.
It's just head. Well, it's a good head slap. But,
Yeah.
But that's it. And
Sonya wins. Flawless victory.
oh man, I remember Sonya Blade kills Kano. Then it transfers the marks on her.
Yeah.
And then Raiden teleports her back, and she does the shittiest wire work flip I have ever seen to come into the fight. I don't know, man. If you can find that scene on the internet,
I'll
put it
try.
there. Cole Young gets teleported by Sub-Zero. Like he gets lured away from the fight, right? And he spawns him in his own MMA gym, and then everything's frozen over.
No,
And-
he kind of shows. Well, no, he appears in front of him, and then he makes him hear his family screaming because he kidnapped his
Yeah.
family.
He's
So
got
he-
the bracelet thing, and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna mess up with
yeah,
your
there you
family.
go, the
Follow
bracelet
me."
of her of his daughter. So he
Yeah.
charges him, follows him into that mist that teleports him into his gym. His entire gym is completely frozen over. His wife and daughter are frozen.
frozen over, but they're not dead.
No, they're
It's like,
not dead,
man,
but they're like
they're not frogs. Come on, man.
Yeah,
you
they're-
die if you freeze
they're
over.
frozen up upon the MMA cage, and Cole gives it his best shot. Tries to fight Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero beats him up pretty much
Not
for a little
happening.
while.
Je suis pas venue ici pour souffrir, ok?
But Scorpion for the save, and then there's a real good fight between Bihan and Scorpion.
Yeah.
But then, it's a real good fight. It's a good fight. They pulled good moves from the recent games. Sub-Zero freezes some of the blood and then makes a knife out of it.
Yeah.
And stabs Scorpion with his own blood, and you go, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then he does the throw that, he builds a wall, then he throws Scorpion like a bitch through it. And Scorpion is no slouch either, man. He's got a couple moves. He doesn't teleport, though,
So he uses katana a lot. He does, of course, when he does the save at the beginning, does the classic throw the spears, hook him up, get over here.
Get over here.
Which is kind of funny, though, when you think about it, because, like, he's an ancient Japanese guy from 500 years ago, never spoke probably to anybody that speaks English in his life, and the first thing he says once he comes back to life is, get over here, instead of saying
Well, he
something
did
in
a lot of-
Japanese.
A lot of reading time back in hell, man.
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
like
Where was I gonna go? Detroit?
Sub-Zero is OP as hell.
Yeah.
Even Scorpion cannot defeat him. He's getting his ass kicked. And then out of nowhere, Cole steps in and out. Now they double tag team Sub-Zero and they kick his ass.
Yeah.
But Sub-Zero keeps up the fight. I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah, his armor
they're-
starts
they're
breaking
struggling.
off, but he keeps, like, coming back.
And that's a setup. I think that's a clever setup for Bihan in the future, because as the fight progresses, Sub-Zero loses pieces of our armor, and everything under his armor is black. Have you noticed that?
Yep.
And then he gets burned to a crisp by Scorpion in the end of the fight. And Scorpion kind of does his classic fatality where he pulls the mask. Well, in this one, he just pulls the face mask.
Yeah.
And only his jaw is on fire, but he burns Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero dies, and he's all burned up and black, right?
Yeah.
And Bihan in the canon, like I told you, he's going to become Noob Saibot for the future. So next time we see him,
okay.
he's going to be the equivalent of Scorpion. He's a Spectre trying to come back for a revenge, but he's going to be all black and have his own kind of multiple shadows. And he's an interesting character.
You disappoint me.
The feeling is mutual, brother.
Mother would be so proud. Fight!
The beginning fight and the end fight,
Yeah.
worth it, awesome. If you cut the entire middle of the movie, but keep Kano one-liners here and there when he keeps the movie, above water, it would be great. But that's not the case.
Yeah,
That,
there's-
you have to endure a lot of crap to get to the good bits. So on balance, it's an uneven movie to say the least.
Yeah.
I am dead inside.
All right. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months also. A lot of movies, but there's might be a little too many movies to really spot a few necessarily, because there's a bunch on Prime, there's a bunch on Netflix, there's a bunch on Disney Plus. There's some things I wanted maybe to focus a little bit more on, which was upcoming series.
Haha, you said moron. You said moron.
Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So upcoming series, especially some of them that we both watch and we're both kind of hyped for their upcoming seasons that are coming up. First, I would start with a series that a lot of people that I've talked to don't know anything about, and as soon as they watch it, they go like, "Oh, that's some good shit." We're talking here about Yellowstone.
Ranching is only business where the goal is to break even. Survive another season. I don't regret one cent I've committed. It's the one I'm about to commit that worries me. Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley.
Just tell me who to fight.
Everyone. Brand isn't something you earn, it's something you live up to. This is America. We don't share land here. If you act like a thief, I will treat you like one. We're gonna do this my way, all right? Past catches up to everyone. Progress doesn't need your permission. In this valley, it does. You need to man up. This ain't checkers, son. This is chess, and you're about to play it with masters. I'm skipping straight to where else with you, you cocksucker.
I wouldn't wish the week you're having on my mother-in-law.
It's only Tuesday.
So just to give you pretty much a quick recap of what Yellowstone is, Kevin Costner plays John Dutton, who owns the biggest ranch in the entire state of Montana. It almost covers, I think, like half the state, or almost. Well, the way they talk about it is like it's the biggest thing ever. So
yeah, he's twice as big as the nearest. The second is twice as small, something like that.
Yeah,
he's a big important guy.
There you go. So he owns a lot of land in Montana. He has a very dysfunctional family with his 4 kids. A lot of people.
4 kids.
Yeah. I surprised you with that one, huh?
It's like, what? Oh, yeah, there's 4. That's right.
So the entire family gets into a lot of issues with the natives, rich millionaires that want to buy or steal some of his land to build towns, airports, ski resorts, and stuff like that. He's an old school cowboy kind of guy. He pretty much lives off by breeding cattle and growing them and selling them. So he's kind of rich, but he doesn't make like that much money. Like the way that his kids always talk about the finances of the ranch is always like, oh, we always barely survive. Like if, like, let's say the taxes on our land would raise, we wouldn't be able to afford to pay them.
It's a modern Western, right? It's set in present day, so he's a cowboy, but it's not old school Western stuff. It's all modern. And the interesting part, like you say, is that the setting is he's got a real big piece of land, and he promised his dying father that he would never sell it because it goes back, a couple generation, and nobody ever took the land, and we always have to defend it. And then everything in all the seasons, everything is trying to get to his land and grab it, and he's got to fight dirty. He's a dirty motherfucker.
There you go.
He's
guy. Very badass. Like at first you look at the trailer and you're like, it's just Kevin Costner looking like an old guy. But man, in some of those situations where like he's kind of like negotiating some sort of deal, like you listen and you don't try to piss him off because you know you're in trouble. And one of the characters, like his right-hand man, Rip, man, that guy, top badass of that entire series.
I gotta say though, he's a real complex character. Most characters in this show are. It's super well written. Like everybody is complex. Everybody has layers. Everybody has conflicts. There's no good guys. There's no bad guys. It's like, it's kind of it's the Game of Thrones things of everybody's interesting in that show. But Rip, which is, so the thing that I found funny about Rip, the actor, when he has his cowboy hat on, he's a total killer, right? He looks like he's always frowning. He looks like a total badass. And then he takes the hat off, and his face doesn't change, but somehow, for some reason, when he does that, he looks like a poodle.
Yeah, like
takes
a big
the
teddy
hat
bear.
off, and he goes. But he doesn't. He's still pissed off in that scene. It's just that his face with a cowboy hat is Darth Vader, and without it, he's Jar Jar Binks for some reason.
Like I said at the beginning, the family is really dysfunctional. Like the father is in very good term with his oldest son, who helps him on the ranch, but his two.
Depends which season, No, it's always conflict.
Yeah, no, but his oldest, the one that I won't spoil, but doesn't last long. Like we don't see him long.
The fourth son.
Yeah, there you go. The fourth son. He's the oldest one, and basically he's the one helping his dad with the ranch. He's the one that settled with like, I'm gonna be the one taking over the ranch probably in the future. There's his second oldest son. That he decided was like, you're not going to be working on the ranch as a cowboy, you're going to become a lawyer, and you're going to help me with all those political problems I could have and legal issues.
All those crimes I'm committing that I need somebody to bury.
There you go. So he's got that son who's in the first season is close to him, so that looks fine. Then in comes his daughter. And man, that character,
crazy.
Oh my God.
Crazy bitch. Crazy biatch.
When you say layers on a character, like at first you don't get her at all because she's all over the place. She's a drunk mess. She's like, the first time you see her, she's a super savage businesswoman that will just rip your balls off and like make you choke on them. And then leaves
literally
the room. Yeah.
And so thing that first scene, because I didn't watch any of it until you told me, hey, you will like this, and then I watched the first episode, and then I binge watch everything.
Yeah.
But the first scene that they introduce her, they don't, you don't know who she is.
Yeah.
There's just a crazy businesswoman. I thought they were actually introducing the villain. I thought she was the villain of this story, but no, she's the daughter of Kevin Costner, and she's part of the family, and that's how crazy and evil and manipulative, and I'm lacking words to describe her, but she is, I think, the most interesting character in that show.
Yeah, clearly, because she's the type of character that I haven't seen that kind of character in a lot of other series, but she's kind of like Teabag from Prison Break.
I've not watched Prison Break.
Okay. People who saw it will probably get what I'm saying. There's parts where you're totally with her, you love her, and you're like, oh yeah, you have empathy for her. And like the next scene, she just turns the volume up to 20, and it's like super bitchy mode, drunk mess, like total asshole, crazy, that like is trying to like get people killed, even people in her family. It's like, what is wrong with her? And then that's what I really enjoyed about this series, that they don't give it all to you at the beginning. Like, it takes the time, and you wonder, why is she like that with some of her family members? And then when you finally find out why she's like that, then you kind of understand her, but she takes it to such a level that even then you're like, bitch, calm down. It's like, okay, it was a mistake.
Drink a tea or something. Just talk it over.
Relax. And then, like, you think at some point she's kind of gonna settle in, and then all those problems arrive, and it's almost,
it's good. Let's not give it up. It's like the 3 seasons, all of them are good. Now, it's not a perfect show. Some threads go nowhere, but they're minor things on the side, just like, oh, we're setting up this thing over here, and then it never pays off, and then this other thing. But overall, like, the vast majority of this show is stellar. I think Kevin Costner as a, that's the new thing, right? You cast it's like Breaking Bad. The bad guy is the hero in this movie, so he's not your typical good guy or bad guy. He has nuance. And then his kids are phenomenal, and the relationship of Rip that fits with, because Rip is kind of he's not one of his kids, but he's been there a long time.
Yeah, he's almost
the way
adopted.
he fits with the family.
Yeah.
It's a real great show, and then there's a 4th season coming in June, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They haven't said any date yet, but they wrapped the filming in November 2020. So they're expecting to come out with the 4th season in either June or maybe July, but it's coming very soon. We won't spoil it, but man, the way that season 3 ends.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ!
It's a Game of Thrones end of season type of, oh shit, I gotta wait.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
All right. Next up, though, a new series that is coming out. So there's never been a previous season. It's the debut of the series on Loki from the Marvel Universe.
I know what this place is. The timekeepers have built quite the circus. And I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection.
Big metaphor guy. I love it. Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is absurd.
Sign this too.
Well, the way they describe it, from what I can read here, we know basically that in Endgame when...
Oh, damn it. You said basically. Cheers.
Damn it.
You were going to say tabarnak, weren't you?
Yeah, but it's still better than the last time. The last time I think I said it like 15 times or 50 times within the first 15 minutes. Now I think we're up to maybe number 8 or 9.
I don't know. Let's refer back to the clock over here.
Yeah.
Here? I think it's here.
So, Loki basically... I didn't say it in the...
No,
completely. I cut it. Loki grabbed the... what's it called?
Tesseract.
Tesseract, there we go. And he vanished in that... How do we call it? That multiverse, that
portal.
universe?
It's a portal.
Yeah, whatever portal they created. So the way they described it here is there's a secretive organization that keeps track of their various timelines in the multiverse, tweaking some and eliminating others it deems too dangerous to exist, generally keeping the citizens of a timelines from traveling back and forth in time and changing the past or the future. So pretty much that organization is gonna, I guess, go after Loki, because Loki's gonna go through the multiverse and probably try to impact some timelines. And they say that it will pretty much all tie to the next phase 4 of storylines of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, we're in it now, right? Phase 4 is whatever came after the Avenger Endgame. So the first movie in Phase 4 was supposed to be Black Widow, setting up something. I don't know what it is, but probably not. No.
It was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he cries because Iron Man's dead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Whatever. Timeline.
Yeah.
Complicated. So the thing we know is Loki gets off with the Tesseract at a moment where it didn't happen normally in the continuous flow of time.
Yeah.
And so they have to go even further back. So that's kind of a cool setup for him, throwing everything off axis and then having to work with that organization to kind of fix it in some way. But the interesting point with this is that it's Loki from Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't go through Ragnarok and not, become loyal or whatever,
cool
however
with
we can
Thor and
characterize him.
all right, we're really brothers, and
fix
I'll help
his
you out.
issues.
Yeah.
Now he's still asshole Loki.
Yeah.
In it for himself. So that should be cool.
Well, I think that's kind of like a little preview of what's about to come, is that the only picture that we have as far as a preview of the season, it's him in a suit with a Vote Loki kind of badge pinned on him, with soldiers around him with those same like badge, like either on their helmets or their shirts. So he's clearly like kind of trying to run the world in some way, but doing it Loki style.
It could be many Lokis in different, timelines, and he's gonna, I don't know, go in there and kill himself or whatever.
85% of you have to go.
So other than Loki, there's also a little thing I just want to like briefly talk about. I think you're a fan of Pixar, right?
Yeah. Who isn't? Is there anybody on this planet who hates Pixar?
I don't know. There's people who don't like animation, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't hate it. It's like, I hate this company because they make animation which I don't like.
Yeah, they make me cry. I hate it.
Yeah, emotions are for wussies, man.
Yeah.
Let's go watch Dragons and Tits and Game of Thrones. I feel nothing watching this.
Yeah, so Disney's coming out with Monsters at Work. So it's gonna be a series. It's not gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a series. Following up, if you follow the timeline, it's gonna follow the first Monster Inc. movie. So if you follow the timeline, technically Monster Inc. came out, then there was Monster University, but in the timeline, Monster University happened before Monster Inc. Yeah. So we're right a few weeks after what happened at the end of Monster Inc. And it's our good old classic monsters, so Sully and Mike Wazowski. And there's supposedly a third new character that's going to join the team. And it's a brand new series. So that's a fun thing that I'm kind of really intrigued of how it's going to go. Because normally Pixar are really good at movies to take you on an emotional ride from the beginning and then closing the end of the movie and giving you that warm feeling in your heart. Now they got to stretch that on, I don't know how many episodes, probably either 8 or 10, depending on how long the episodes are going to be.
I'd be surprised if it was more than 8, man. It probably something like 6 or something.
Well, it depends how long they are. Like if they're just small 30, 45 minutes episodes instead of like an hour.
45. It's like 22 minutes. It's going to be a cartoon, man. I'm pretty sure about this.
Time's up.
Pixar is probably going to follow the formula of the kid show, which is typically 22 minutes. And let's not forget, Pixar are real masters of short storytelling as well.
Yeah.
Like they do a bunch of short movies that do exactly what you said, but in a compressed format.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to be a new thing for them to tell small stories that build up over, 6 or 8 episodes. But if anybody can do it, it's Pixar, man. They are the best at this.
Well, we'll see. It's normally coming out this summer. From what I saw the last time, I think it's planned for June. So there's
lots of stuff coming in June, man. It's going to be a busy month.
So never mind that whole... no, sorry. July 2nd for Monsters at Work. Official date. July 2nd.
Good. I gotta get my Old Man Costner in and then wash it out with some Monster Inc.
with
fuzzy
some
feeling.
Positive things.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test.
What's up, guys? Alex by myself here. Just to warn you of what you're about to see. I'm doing this little edit here because we had little technical issues while filming last episode. The episode was 3 hours long because I did the mistake of bringing WrestleMania as a subject on the show. We rambled about that for 2 hours, and then because of that, Simon lost his lights, as you could see in the latest part of the show. And then he also lost his main camera. So that's why for the closing of the show, I'm editing the entire WrestleMania bit out for this episode because it would be way too long for you guys. It's probably going to be a special side episode that's going to come out at some point. It's gonna be more like a bonus extra thing. It won't be let's say episode number 3 that will be on that subject, but it's gonna come out at some point. We didn't waste 2 hours and a half for recording time to just throw it in the garbage, that's for sure. It's gonna come out when, I don't know. This whole editing thing takes a lot of time. So when we record on Friday, I want to get it out on Monday. So I only got 2 days and it's the weekend. I got 2 kids. So just give me a chance. As soon as I can start working on it, I'll edit it out and it'll be out on the channel. But for now, don't be too weirded out. Simon's going to look a little different angle, different lights. And we might talk about some late stuff about wrestling that you didn't hear. It's completely normal. It's been edited out. But here's the closing of the show. See you next week. So it's kind of late. I'm not buzzed, but there's been quite a few too many sips of classic Captain Morgan. So I'm Alex.
I'm Simon.
This was episode 2 of the Ravishing Ramblers podcast. If you enjoy this show, please help us try to reach our goals of becoming stars of the internet by clicking this like button, subscribing to the channel, following us on Twitter. Hell, whatever we talk about, just like it, please. Help us.
Send us $100 bills in a brown paper bag through the mail.
Yeah,
that's fine as well.
Or just give us some sponsorships. We'll talk about any product you want and we'll sell it. Like, hey, look, you see this? Captain Morgan, the best rum on the planet.
WWE Network, get it while it's hot, because it won't be hot for much longer.
Well, after everything we've said, I doubt they're ever going to sponsor us. So, have a good week, everybody. We'll be back next week with episode 3. Ciao, ciao.